Some leaders create so much clarity in the moment that their organizations stop learning how to hold clarity without them. That can look like strong leadership, but it creates a hidden scaling problem because the organization is not actually stable. It's leader stabilized. Everything works when the leader is involved, and the moment they step away, things start drifting. Not because the team is incapable, but because the system has learned that stability comes from intervention. Many strong leaders create clarity the moment they enter a situation. Meetings sharpen, decisions accelerate, people align quickly, and the leader brings orientation. And in the moment, that looks highly effective, but over time, something subtle happens. The leader keeps solving the immediate problem, while the system never learns to hold the solution. The organization starts depending on that intervention, and clarity no longer comes from structure. It comes from the leader entering the room. This creates a pattern most leaders don't notice. When things drift, the leader steps in, alignment returns, execution accelerates. The problem appears solved, but the underlying system never stabilizes. So, responsibility starts migrating upward because the organization has learned something powerful. If we wait long enough, the leader will restore our clarity. That's how dependence forms, not through weakness, just through repeated rescue. Eventually, the culture adapts to that pattern, and teams escalate problems upward. Decisions cluster around leadership and execution slows until the intervention appears. Ownership weakens because people stop solving for clarity before leadership arrives. The leader becomes the organization's regulation mechanism. And from the outside, this can look like strong leadership. Inside the system, it creates volatility because stability depends on presence instead of structure. So the culture swings between drift and intervention, urgency and then relief, confusion and then temporary alignment. And that cycle looks productive from a distance. Inside the company, it erodes compounding execution. On the activation regulation continuum, this pattern appears when clarity depends on leadership activation. The leader enters, pressure increases and orientation returns. But when the leader steps away, clarity drops again. Regulation-calibrated leadership works differently. Clarity holds even when the leader isn't present. Decision pacing stabilizes and execution compounds. The organization becomes reliable instead of reactive. And the goal is not to create more intervention. It's to create clarity that survives absence, because scale requires systems that hold direction without constant rescue. This pattern shows up frequently when working with executive teams that are scaling quickly. What looks like strong leadership is often leader-dependent stability, and leader-dependent systems rarely scale. Organizations that depend on intervention can move quickly, but they do not compound well. If clarity disappears when leadership steps away, the organization is not stable. It's supervised, and supervised systems do not scale cleanly. You're not broken. You're trained. Now, let's find some peace.